Okay, real talk. Have you ever looked at your life and thought, this can't be it? Like, surely God didn't call me for something meaningful? Not with everything I've been through, not with where I'm starting from, not with the mistakes, the delays, the detours. Yeah, me too. But here's what stopped me in my tracks. Jesus, the Son of God, the King of Kings, was born in a barn, not a palace, not a private room, a barn. And if that doesn't gently undo everything we've absorbed about how God is supposed to work, stay with me. Welcome back to Bound by Grace. I'm Ami, and I'm so glad you're here. Whether you're folding laundry, sitting in traffic, or just needed a reason to put your headphones in and breathe for a second, this space is for you. Luke 2:7 says, "She wrapped him in cloths and placed him in a manger because there was no guest room available for them." No room, no fanfare, no red carpet. Just Mary, Joseph, some animals, and a newborn cry that would change human history. Think about that. The most important arrival the world has ever seen, and the world barely noticed. He came quietly, humbly, through circumstances that looked anything but divine. And I think that's the message for someone listening right now. Because millennials and Gen Z, we were raised on this subtle pressure to make our lives look impressive early. Secure the degree. Build the brand. Hit the milestones. Be ahead. Be strategic. Be visible. And if your life doesn't look curated or accelerated, there's this quiet panic. Am I behind? Did I miss it? But Jesus entered the world in a way that would never trend. If that moment had been filtered through modern standards, resumes, influence, connections, it would have looked small. Forgettable, even. And yet, it was the beginning of redemption. Maybe your beginning doesn't look the way you imagined. Maybe you didn't grow up with the same opportunities. Maybe your mental health has been a battle. Maybe you're still figuring things out while everyone else seems settled. You look at your life and think, God can't really use this. Can he? But he used a manger. He used a teenage girl in a small town. He used shepherds, overlooked working-class night shift shepherds, to hear the greatest news first. God is not intimidated by your circumstances. And let's drop highlight reel Christianity for a minute. A lot of us are sitting in our manger moments right now. It's messy. It's not what we planned. It doesn't photograph well. And it's hard to see God in it. It's okay to admit that. Faith isn't pretending everything is fine. Faith is saying, God, I don't understand this, but I trust you're not wasting it. Because here's what gets me every time. Those humble beginnings didn't define who Jesus was. They were just the starting point. And your starting point is not your ending point. Your struggle is not your grave. It might be your training ground. God didn't send his son into a polished world. He sent him into a broken one, on purpose. Because that's where the miracle was needed most. And wherever you are right now, however ordinary or delayed it feels, that might be exactly where God is doing his deepest work. Zechariah 4:10 says, "Do not despise these small beginnings, for the Lord rejoices to see the work begin." He rejoices when you start, not when it's impressive, not when it's profitable. When you start, with what you have, from where you are. So if you've been waiting for perfect circumstances to step into what God has for you, this is your nudge. You don't need a palace. Jesus didn't. You need a yes, a willing heart, an open hand, born in a manger, built for a purpose. That's the pattern. So this week, ask God, what extraordinary thing are you trying to do through my ordinary? And don't despise where you are. Heaven doesn't measure your life the way social media does. That's it for today's episode of Bound by Grace. If this spoke to you, share it with someone who feels behind or unseen. That's how we grow, one honest conversation at a time. I love you guys. I really mean that. Until next time, remember, you are not behind. You are not insignificant. You were born in a manger moment, but you are built for a purpose. You are bound by grace.